Today we'll be studying the next phytohormone, abscisic acid, ABA. It's also called as ABA. It's also called stress hormone. It's produced in a plant when the plant is under the stressful conditions, or you can say the high levels of ABA in the plant are produced when the plant is under stressful conditions, like the water stress is there or drought, you can say. And let me tell you, abscisic acid or ABA functions in many plant developmental processes, which include seed and bud dormancy. It also controls the size of the organs in a plant, and stomatal closure, which we'll be discussing later. Now, coming to the discovery of the abscisic acid. First of all, it was Frederick T. Endicott and his co-workers who were studying the compound which was responsible for abscission of cotton fruits, or you can say the compound which was responsible for the falling down of the cotton fruits. And they found a substance or a compound and they named it as abscissin 2 originally, because it was thought to play a major role in abscission of the fruits. Now at the same time, another group of scientists, they were studying the compound or the substance which was responsible for the bud dormancy, and they named the compound as dorman. Later, these two compounds, abscissin 2 and dorman, they were found as the same compound, and the compound was later named as abscisic acid. They found that the compound which was responsible for abscission of cotton fruits, abscissin, which they named as abscissin 2, and dorman, which was responsible for bud dormancy, was same, and they named it as abscisic acid. Now let me tell you, abscisic acid is actually a misnomer for this compound. Someone may get maybe of the wave that it is abscisic acid and it may be responsible for abscission of fruits and leaves, but it's actually a misnomer. Actually, this compound, abscisic acid, it has very little to do with the abscission. It does not do much with the abscission. Now coming to the structure of abscisic acid. In contrast to auxins, cytokinins and gibberellins, which are represented by various active derivatives, or you can say auxins, it's represented by various active derivatives, and cytokinins, gibberellins, ABA is a single compound. Here it does not have many active derivatives, it is a single compound, and the compound is this. The structure of the compound is this, and its molecular formula is C15H20O4. Fine, I hope I am clear here. So coming to the physiological role of abscisic acid. First of all, abscisic acid brings about the stomatal closing, or you can say it inhibits stomatal opening. How it does so? What it does, when the abscisic concentration is high in the leaves, it does what? It makes the organelles to release the calcium, and the vacuoles and other organelles of the guard cells to release calcium. And as a result, what happens? This calcium gets accumulated in the guard cells, and as a result, what happens? The K positive channels open. The K positive channels open, and pH increases by the deposition of the calcium, and as a result this K positive starts moving out. This K positive starts moving out of the guard cells. As a result, the K positives start coming out of the guard cells, what happens? The turgor pressure of the guard cells decreases. As a result, they become flaccid, and as a result, the stomata close. This is how abscisic acid inhibits stomatal opening or mediates stomatal closing. This is the first role of the abscisic acid. Coming to the next. Root and shoot growth. The effect of ABA on the root and shoot growth depends upon the water status of the plant, like how much water is available to the plant. Under low water potential, when a plant has low water potential, what happens? ABA levels have high. When is the plant having the low water potential? Like when it has solute concentration high. Fine. So what happens under the low water potential conditions? ABA levels become high, the abscisic acid levels become high, and what they do, they initiate or they cause a positive effect on root growth and suppress the ethylene production. And as a result, what happens? The root growth initiates. It also causes a negative effect on the shoot production. It does not allow the shoot to grow under the stressful conditions, or you can say when a plant is facing the stressful conditions, like water is not available too much for a plant, what happens? The water potential of the roots become low, and abscisic acid levels get raised. As a result, what happens? It initiates the growth of the roots. What for? To just absorb more water for the plant, and it suppresses the ethylene production at that time, and it causes a negative effect on the shoot production, which can require more amount of the water, so it inhibits the shoot production at the time of the water stress. So this is the role of the ABA on root and shoot growth. Next, coming to the dormancy and germination. The high levels of ABA in maturing seeds inhibit germination. The gibberellins, they promote seed germination, but ABA acts antagonistic to gibberellins, and what it does, it inhibits the seed germination. Many types of the seeds germinate when ABA is removed or inactivated. Fine. The ratio of ABA to gibberellins often determines whether the seed remains dormant or germinates. Let me explain this. What it says the ratio of ABA to gibberellin determines whether the seed will remain dormant or germinate. What happens if the ABA concentrations are high? Seed does not germinate, it remains dormant for a long time. On the contrary, if the gibberellin concentration is high, it allows the seed to germinate and breaks its dormancy. So this is it. Now coming to the next role of ABA, that is vivipary. ABA deficient embryos may exhibit precocious germination and vivipary. Those embryos which lack ABA, it induces vivipary in a plant. Vivipary is, what does vivipary mean? It means when the seed is attached to the mother plant, it starts growing, it forms a seedling. It's still attached to a mother plant, but it grows and starts making a seedling, and later on it's dispersed from the fruit and is it emerges from the fruit and is eventually dispersed. Let me tell you the example of this red man group. What happens? The seed is attached to the mother plant, but it starts growing. It starts to germinate. It starts to germinate and starts to form the seedling, and as a result, what happens? Later it gets detached from the mother plant and falls near the mother plant and starts growing as a new plant. So ABA deficient embryos may exhibit precocious germination and vivipary. So this is all about ABA. So thank you so much.